Hey guys, GHAZZY TV here with another Path of Exile video build suggestion for a League Starter build leading up to 3.14 Ultimatum. This time is the build we've all been waiting for. Well, you have been waiting for, I guess. It's the Spectre Summoner build guide. And I'm going to talk about some of the pros and cons of the changes that has happened and how to approach this as a League Starter build and my personal take on it as a build. And that's it. This is going to be a very short video. Me and my editor Kikis, we are taking a lot of feedback on the new formats that we're using for these type of videos. So any and all feedback on these videos would be very much appreciated if you can smack up some comments in the sections below so that we can get that feedback and use that as information for future videos. That would be very much appreciated. So to dive in, the Spectre Summoner build guide has been a brutal build for a very long time. We were using some crabs during early League of Ritual, but in the middle of the league, they changed and fixed the Syndicate operatives, and they are just completely shitting on all content, off-screening 2 screens away, destroying everything. One of the perks of this is actually the helmet crafting. I'm not going to show too much gameplay footage because most of you guys have already seen this way too many times. I will talk about this build. So I think we'll start with the patch notes. So the patch notes nerfed renewal by 1%. So that is a slight damage nerf, which we barely will notice. There was an additional 5% nerf on Vengeful Commander stacking, which is going to be slightly noticeable. However, these changes only applies to the approach of higher budget builds. This build works very fine in a low budget state. And speaking of budget, all my build guides are always designed for low budget and League Starter friendly approaches. And the Spectre build is one of the builds that I also have included a medium budget version, which is a lot tankier, and as well as the low budget being a bit tankier. But the way I play high budget version of this is extremely squishy and should only be done with caution. So that's the high budget version, and that's because I prefer to play it that way. So let's go continue talking about the low budget and medium budget versions. So I think it will be perfectly fine to play because of the low budget and league starting approach of this build. Are you new to PoE? Has been untouched with the patch notes, and since they've been untouched with the patch notes, we're in a position where you can definitely play this type of build, and that's not a problem whatsoever, which is really, really nice for the sake of efficiency when it comes to the Spectre build itself. Thank you, chat. Can't trust them. So this build guide is going through everything and anything that you'll ever need to know to play the build. It goes through how to color triad grips for the conversion of minions to cold. It explains everything you'll ever need to know to go through the process of being a new player or new to summoners and play this build. There's even an included crafting session over somewhere over here, which has a link to a crafting session which you can learn to craft the basic one-on-one crafting for a new player in the game. There's some generic suggestions for how to craft in the game as well for generic baseline craft items and also target crafting. And most of these are actually specifically targeted for this build specifically to allow you to learn how to craft the endgame items such as the minion helmet and whatnot, which is actually much easier to do than people make it out to be now that we have nerfed harvest coming in for 3.14. So everything you need to know to bring this build from a low budget state to a medium or even high budget is there. It's very streamlined, it's very easy, and it's all described in a written version as well as video format, so you have all the information you'll ever need. Leveling this build, you either use SRS or skeletons, or you can do with the meta where you're using brands to level with early on. Another way to level this build is to use the Lich Queen build, which is basically Spectres and Skeletons early on, till you get yourself up to level 60-70, and then use the pure Spectres from there. So it's just a matter of personal preference with how you want to approach it. I think this build will, just as before, shit on everything in the entire game and be one of the most played builds in the game, just like it has been for many, many, many leagues now. And that's basically all the information I have for this little video. I'm trying to keep them short, so if you do decide to play a build like this, let me know in the comment sections below. Hit the like button, subscribe for more content. Until next time, stay safe and keep rocking.